Yes, hi everyone. So we'll try to see a similar type of example of assignment theory. All right. So the only difference between the previous problem and this problem is that there are four workers, and this time there are five different work to be completed, five different activities. Okay. Now the question is which work has to be allotted to which worker. Always remember that it is compulsorily one to one basis. The work is allotted on one to one basis. That is, one work can be allotted to only one particular worker. Okay. So let's see how it is being allotted. If you have to see, worker 1 takes 25 rupees to complete this first activity, 18 rupees to complete the second activity, 32 rupees for this, 20 for this, and 21 for this. Similarly, for rest, it is 34, 25, 21, 12, and 17 for activity that is by worker B. All right. So this is how basically the um, problem is being defined. All right, now based on this particular data we have to decide which activity has to be allotted to the which worker. Okay, so the first and the foremost step is always to determine the total number of rows, total number of columns in this particular problem. Okay, so total number of rows, if you have to see 1 2 3 and 4, so that is equal to 4, and total number of column is 1 2 3 4 5. So 5. So the problem is not balanced. Total number of rows and total number of columns, they are not equal. So in that case we have to add a dummy row. That means a dummy worker is to be added here who can do the fifth activity. All right, so let's see how it is being added. So dummy row is nothing but this is the dummy row where each of the element is 0. That means the 0 cost is being taken by this particular worker E. All right, so this is how it is being done. All right, so once that is done, next step is we have to identify the least element in each of the row. For example, the least element in each of the row, that is the first row, if you have to see, is 18. 18 is the least element, and we have to subtract this particular row with 18 itself. For example, 25 minus 18 will be 7, 18 minus 18 will be 0, 32 minus 18 will be 14, 20 minus 18 will be 2, 21 minus 18 will be 3. Okay, so this is how the first row is being mentioned. Similarly, second row, the least value is 12. Least value is 12. Now we have to subtract this 12 with each and every one. So 34 minus 12 is 22. Next is 13, that is 25 minus 12 is 13. Remember that it will not be a negative value. Always remember that this is not a negative value. Next, 21 minus 12 is 9. 12 minus 12 is 0. 17 minus 12 is 5. Okay, so this is how the second row is done. Similarly, third, fourth, and fifth. Okay, so you have to complete this particular 5 rows. Similarly, next is you have to identify the least in each of the columns. Similar activity has to be done for each of the columns. For example, in the first column the least value is 0. Now this 0 has to be subtracted with each and every value in this particular column, but the thing is that it will remain the same even after subtraction process. This value will remain the same. Now similarly is for the second column, the least is 0. If you have to see, so if I subtract this 0 with each and every element here, it will be the same again. Same thing has to be done for this and this. So if you have to see, the least value is 0 here, 0 here, and 0 here. So in which case it will be the same itself. For example, let's assume that in this column the least was 2. Instead of this, let's assume that this was 2. In that case I would have subtracted this column, complete column, with 2, in which case it would have been 12, it would have been 7, this would have been 2, this would have been 2, and this would have been 0. Okay, but that is not the case here, so I'm just striking this. In this case, in this example, the least value in this column is 0, so all these values will remain the same. Okay, same thing is written here. same thing is written over here, so same table gets retained. Okay, next is nothing but we have to count the total number of zeros in each of the rows as well as columns, as well as in columns. Okay, so how to do that? So in the first row the total number of zeros are 1, second row total number of zeros 1, third row here we have and it is equal to 1, fourth row also we have 1 0, and in the fifth row there are 5 zeros, so I can mark it as 5. Next we have 2 zeros in this column, we have 3 zeros in this column, we have 1 0 in this column, and we have 2 zeros in column. Okay, 1. Now we have 1 2 1 3 2, all ones and 5. Okay, so out of all these values the highest is 5. That means this particular row has the highest number of zeros. What we are, the purpose here is we have to use minimum number of lines to strike all the zeros. Okay, so that is the purpose. Okay, so if you have to see this in the single striking, we can strike all the zeros. Okay, in which case this number becomes a 0. That means there are no zeros which are left unstriked. Remaining here is 1 because only this 0 is not striked, so I am writing 1 here. 0 2, that is 1 and 2, these two zeros are not striked, so I am writing 2 here. And this is 1. Why 1? Because this 0 is not yet striked, so this is 1. Okay, so next, after comparing all these values, we have to see that 2 is the next highest number. Okay, so I can strike this column, okay, so in which case this will be 0, so this row 0 is eliminated and this row 0 is also eliminated, correct? So this is done. Next, if you have to see, maximum number of zeros available in a row or a column is 1, so that is the reason we can strike a row or a column. So I'm going to strike a row here, and make it 0, make this 0. Next, in the second row there are no zeros, which is not striked. In the third row there is a 0, so I'm going to strike this. Okay, so I think almost all the zeros are being struck, correct? So there are no zeros are left now, so almost all the zeros are struck. Now if you have to see, we have used 1 2 3 and 4 lines are used to strike zeros, and we have the total number of rows as 1 2 3 4 and 5, which is not balanced. Okay, 4 is not equal to 5, that is 4 is the total number of lines required to strike all the zeros, 5 is the total number of rows or columns, and they are not balanced. Okay, so that is the reason we have to continue this problem. Okay, now how to continue this problem is nothing but if you have to see in the same table, the values which are not striked are 22 13 9 5 11 4 12 and 4. Okay, so out of all these values the least is 4, so I'm just circling it, I'm just repeating this step: 22 13 9 5 11 4 12 and 4. These are the values which are not striked, and the least out of this is 4. Okay, so we are supposed to subtract this value with the values which are not being striked. For example, 22 will be subtracted with 4. Okay, 22 will be subtracted with 4, so in which case yes, so I have explained all these things here. So 4 is not equal to 5, that is number of lines required to strike all the zeros is equal to 4, the number of rows or columns is equal to 5, so 4 is not equal to 5. The cells those are not striked are B1 B2 B3 B5 D1 D2 D3 and D5, and out of this the minimum cost is 4, that is D1. So if you have to see, D1 is the minimum cost, I can write this as D and 1. Okay, D1 is the minimum cost out of this, so which is equal to 4. Now subtract 4 with all the other unstriked cells. Subtract 4 with all the other unstriked cells. For example, B2 is 22. B2 is equal to, now it will be 22 minus 4, which is equal to 18. And add 4 to the cells lying at the intersection of the horizontal and vertical lines. For example, E4 is 0 right now. Now it will become E4 will be 0 plus 4. Okay. Now leave the cells, those are striked. Okay. Striked by one line, just undisturbed. Okay. So do not disturb the values which are striked. So what will happen to this is, second row will become 22 minus 4, which is 18. Okay. So this becomes 22 minus 4. This becomes 13 minus 4. This becomes 9 minus 4. We will not disturb this because it is already striked. 5 minus 4. 4 minus 4. 12 minus 4. 4 minus 4. We are not going to disturb this value because it is striked single time. 11 minus 4. So these are the changes happening. Okay. Now we are not going to disturb this because it is being striked by a single line, but this will be modified. Right now it is 2. It will be added with 4 because it is being striked with 2 times, in which case it will become 6. This will become 6. Okay. 3 will not be disturbed because it is striked single time. 16 is striked 2 times, so it will become 20 because we have to add 4 here. And 0 is striked 2 times, so that is the reason this also becomes 4. So with all these changes, we are going to write this new table here. Okay. So this new table will look like this with all these changes. Okay. Now again we have to repeat the same step. We have to continue. We have to count the total number of zeros. Okay. There is 1 0 in this row. There is another 0 in this row. There is a third 0 in this row. There are 3 zeros in this row. There are 4 zeros in this row. There is 2 0 in this row. There is 2 0 in this row again. There are 2 zeros in this. There is 2 0 again in this. And finally there are 2 zeros in this. Okay. So the row with the highest 0 is this, that is 4. Okay, when you compare all this, it is 4. So I'm going to strike this, make it 0, in which case this will become 1, this will become 1, this will become 1, this will become 1. Okay. Now next highest number of zeros, or the row or column which has got the highest number of zeros is this, that is 3. So I'm going to strike this, make it 0, strike the 4th row, and in which case this will become 1, this becomes 0, this becomes 0. Okay. Next we have 1 in each of the row. There is no any highest zeros, number of zeros in any of the row or column, so I'm going to strike any of the rows. So this is being striked. Okay. So I can strike any of the row or a column. So if you have to see the total number of lines required, to strike all the zeros is equal to 5.